crazy seeing the VIX above 20 now finally.
Yeah, but I find it very difficult to take the VIX seriously
I know
because of
everybody's
how
saying
much
that.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, any volatility measure you can take. But what's great about for what I love about the Bitcoin thing is that because of the inherent the volatility of the asset, it almost doesn't matter how many times I take a swing at the bottom because at the bottom, it moves up. I- I've made back everything that I've lost on the way down, as long as I do not oversize my position. As long as I don't do that, I don't revenge trade or anything like that. I could take
Right.
10 hits, and the 10th one can pay for all 10. I just go,
Yep.
okay, well, and it beats options, man. Watching those options bleed in my account, just bleed out the profits in my account. I go, oh my god, because I have no idea when to sell an option. I would get an option, I'd be up a thousand, a
Yeah.
thousand x, and I'm like, okay, great. But then you do the calculations, and because of the gamma, you're like, well, if I hold on to a little bit longer, it goes up another $5. I'll go up that much more.
Hmm.
Something happens, price reverses, and it goes down to zero.
And
And
then
you're like,
there's no, yeah.
no problem.
I think that's what's always bothered me about options is you're not really trading price action. You're trading volatility and you're trading intent.
Right.
And so from that perspective, it's way less predictable than following a trend in the market, right? Like, at least I don't know. I'm no options expert and don't pretend to be. There's probably a way to correlate the two, and I've just never been able to figure it out yet. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole and gotten obsessed yet. So
Well, it's exactly like you were saying. Like, as soon as I got it in my head that what I'm trading is volatility and has nothing to do with the price of the asset, like that's just you know, it's like what the CEO is doing at a company. Like, I don't care about that. I would care about
mhm.
what the asset is doing. But it just I could never take profits because if I'm buying $100 share for a stock and it goes up to $110, okay, I could sell that.
Mhm.
But the idea that the option that I could be selling it off and getting a tiny minuscule of what that option would pay out,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to jump out the window. I'd rather not make any money than to lose out on 80% of what the profits could have been. Forget it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough there.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
that's why I've always seen it as more of an insurance product and less of something I can predict. I know I'm going to pay a premium for the insurance, and if I'm wrong, then I accept that loss. If I'm right, then I'm still in the same boat you are, because knowing when to sell the insurance product at a profit is the toughest part.
Hmm.
I've had many instances where I have great deep out of the money puts that are protecting my portfolio from these types of scenarios, and I either sell too early or I sell too late, and the market's already reverted down, less volatility, and it's not even it's a worthless contract again.
That's right.
So it's just
And
such
if
a
you sell
tough
too
game to play.
early and then the price still keeps going down,
Like right
you're like,
now.
right. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well, have you I don't know what the options chain has looked like in the last 72 hours, but there was that mean reversion yesterday. Nvidia
Uh-huh.
was like up 11%, and
Right.
then we immediately reverted back down. And so that had to have changed the structure of the options market within that
Brutally.
sequence.
Brutally.
And now your options contracts look amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh man, it's so painful.
It's so
Especially since
painful.
Nvidia was on trend. I think trend for Nvidia was like 108, and so when it broke down below, I mean,
Yeah.
in my prop firm account, I
Yeah.
was short Nvidia,
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
then it reversed. I was like,
Right.
I'm completely wrong, and how was I completely wrong about? But it
It
broke
was
trend,
crazy.
and then it came
Yeah.
back down, and I closed my position for a loss because like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm not going to keep writing this, and then it
Hmm.
reverses, and I go, this
It
feels
it felt
terrible.
it felt like a bear trap, didn't it? I mean, like,
That's right.
oh yeah, it was a weird reversion. I'm actually glad that I haven't been trading this week, because it's I mean, as frustrating as it is, because I would have held through this whole downturn. I'm still just sitting in cash right now. But now, having watched that reversal, I'm like, oof, I would have lost my ass on that one.
Right. I was long the dollar CAD,
Hmm.
and this is what I've learned. I cannot trade if I'm not paying attention to it for the entire duration of the trade. I can never not look at the chart because then I make assumptions. I look back and I go, but my chart would have said, was telling me that was a support level. I wouldn't have stayed in there. But then I go, let me just step away because I'm looking at it too much. I'm going to be too much too much of my emotions are involved. And then I end up in situations where I regret either way. So I'm like, then I just turn back to crypto and I go, just press the buy button on crypto and move on with my life. I'm always happy looking at my crypto balance.
Yep, yep. I think we meddle with trades too much. That's definitely something I learned about myself, where I was better off by closing the monitor and like closing the window and just letting the trade execute, because I had already set up the take profit, the stop loss, everything's already good. Or and a while back I started doing this as well. Somebody recommended just trade through to the close. Don't even try to set a take profit or stop loss. Like, sure, you can
Huh.
maybe set a stop, but set it like way outside of volatility, and then just trade through to the close. Because if there's a trend and you've captured that trend, it usually goes all the way to close. And that's true in
Mm.
many cases where, um, like there might be a really big melt up or a really big sell off, and you think it's going to mean revert, but it never does on that trading day. It usually just
Right.
hangs out in the sideways zone until the end of close. So it's really not bad advice to think about the idea of taking a strategy all the way to uh, three. What is it? I guess that would be um,
357.
350, yeah, 357. I was trying to calculate it. My time is all in mountain time now, and I
Right.
haven't been able to get out of it. I'm like 155 for sure.
Actually, that's a good idea. Trade to close. Maybe I'll try that.